I didn't leave because I stopped loving him, I left because staying was slowly killing me.
The decision didn't come with fireworks or screaming matches. It arrived quietly, the way exhaustion does, soft, heavy, unavoidable. After 7 months of swallowing pain and smiling through betrayal, Eziamaraa woke up one morning and knew something had shifted. Her chest felt lighter, not because the hurt had disappeared, but because she had finally accepted a truth she had been avoiding: this marriage could not be saved without destroying her. She watched Jewel and Star that morning as they prepared for school, Star struggling with his shoelaces, Jewel humming softly as she braided her hair. They were still happy. Still whole. And Eziamaraa understood, with aching clarity, that the best thing she could do for them was not to endure suffering, but to model survival. She didn't announce her decision dramatically. There was no ultimatum. No scene. She called Christopher into the living room one evening after the children had gone to bed. The house was quiet, too quiet. Saadi was in the guest room, the thin wall between them carrying years of choices Eziamaraa had never been allowed to make.
"I'm leaving,"
she said calmly. Christopher froze. For the first time in months, his carefully balanced world tilted.
"Leaving?"
he echoed, as though the word didn't belong to him.
"Eziamaraa, we agreed you'd stay. For the kids."
She nodded.
"I did. And I tried. I really did. But staying is turning me into someone I don't recognize. I'm angry all the time. Bitter. Small. That's not the woman you married. That's not the mother our children deserve."
He reached for her hand instinctively, his voice low and pleading.
"You don't have to go. We can figure this out. You're strong. You've always been strong."
She pulled her hand away gently, not in anger, but in resolve.
"Strength isn't staying in a place that breaks you, Christopher. Strength is knowing when to walk away."
Tears in his eyes now. Guilt. Regret. Maybe even fear. But Eziamaraa no longer needed his remorse. She had outgrown the need for it. The divorce was quiet. No public drama. No accusations. No list of demands. People were shocked by her restraint, by the way she walked away from a marriage that had once looked perfect, from a man she had built from the ground up, from a life many women would have fought to keep at all costs. She took nothing. Not the house. Not the cars. Not the business she had started for him with her own money. Not the investments, not the comforts, not the proof of contribution. She took only what truly belonged to her, Jewel and Star. When asked why she didn't fight, she simply said, "I don't need to win. I need to live." The children adapted faster than anyone expected. There were hard days, of course, questions Eziamaraa answered with honesty softened by love. She never poisoned their hearts against their father. Never spoke ill of him. She let them love him freely, because her own healing did not require their hatred. At night, when the house was finally quiet again, her house this time, Eziamaraa would sit by the window and breathe. The silence felt different now. It was no longer suffocating. It was healing. She discovered joy in small things again, cooking without dread, sleeping through the night, laughing without guilt. Her blood pressure stabilized. Her appetite returned. Her spirit, bruised and battered, began to rise slowly, stubbornly. Friends marveled at her grace. At how she refused revenge. At how she chose dignity over destruction. But Eziamaraa knew the truth: this wasn't grace. This was survival wrapped in self-respect. She had loved deeply. She had given fully. And when it became clear that love would cost her sanity, she chose herself. The divorce did not make her bitter. It made her free. And as she watched Jewel and Star grow, strong, kind, unbroken, Eziamaraa knew she had made the right choice. Because sometimes, the bravest thing a woman can do is not to stay and endure, but to walk away and live.
Light on the kitchen floor, I built this house from love and more. Framed your fears, hung up your past. Thought we were built to really last. I wore devotion like a crown. Held you up, I held you down. Skipped my needs to fit your plans. Signed my soul with trembling hands. Was I